Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. Yesterday, we had created a simple report with the without parameter, and it is simply a wizard we had used to create a report. And we had configured report server, and we had also deployed that report, and we were able to see the report in the browsers. Okay, so creating a report with the help of a wizard is very simple, and deploying is also very simple. Today, let us understand how to create reports with the help of parameters. Okay. Now, what is a parameter we have to discuss? And before creating a parameters, let us understand the steps to create a report. Already you know it. Create the project, add a new report, create data source, data set, add data region, format the report, change color, font, background, etc. Save and preview the report and build and deploy the reports. Now let us understand, we are talking about parameter report. So what is the parameter report? Let me show you. Okay. So I go to the SQL server. I have iBank database. So let me drag and drop the table here. I have an account master table. So when you go here, uh, let me read the data. Select start from account master table and let me execute it. I have some data, account ID and name of the customer, then address, then branch ID in which the customer has opened the account, and product ID, savings bank, loan account, and the recurring deposits, like the different kinds of accounts we can open in the banks. And the DO means data for operation, data for opening an account, and the clear balance, unclear balance, and status of an account. Okay. O means it is open and C means it's closed. Now I wanted to get only the where branch equals to say BR1. So where branch equals to BR1. So when I say BR1, I should be able to get only BR1 data. So approximately I have 17 rows. But when I say BR2 here, I should be able to get purely BR2 data. So if I need BR3, I should be able to get BR3 or BR5, BR6. So this I can choose now. So whatever the the branch I need, as a developer, you should be able to give the branch, you should be able to get the date. But how the customer going to provide? Customer, wanted to give the branch number and they wanted to see the report like that. So for that purpose, you have to do only one thing. You have to put at the rate symbol here, say branch ID. That's it. Okay. When you prefix something here and write the to some name over there, so this will become a parameterized query. Okay, so because of this, what is the meaning of this? Value for this parameter will be supplied by the end user at the time viewing of the report. So this is the meaning of this. So this is not a valid query in SQL Server. It is going to fail. When you execute, it's going to fail. But the same query is valid in SSRS. When you write at the rate symbol, okay, and this query will become a parameterized query, and when you create a report, automatically you will get a parameterized reports. Okay, now let me go here and quickly take a reports. Now what are the steps? We know. So the steps are very simple. You have to go to add a new reports. Let me go here and go to the solution explorer, right click on reports, and instead of choosing the first one, because when you choose the first one you will get a wizard. I don't want to use the wizard. I wanted to create reports using the second option, choose add and new item. Okay, so when you choose the first one, wizard will be given. You choose the second one and choose new item. Click on this. Now, again, don't choose wizard. If you choose wizard, again, wizard will start. I have to choose a report here. So choose report, and here you say some uh, param report. Okay, something like that. You give the name to the report and click on add. Automatically, RDL extension is going to be added. Now, done. So step number one, add a new report. Step number two, create a data source. Now, when you go there, and go to view menu, and there is a report data. You have to click on this. Go to view menu, report data. So you should be able to get the data source. Now right click on this, add data source. That is step number two. You have to add a data source. Okay, so for that, you have to go to view menu, report data, and now right click on data sources, add data source. Now data source name, you can give say iBank data source. Now choose embedded connection and SQL Server or Oracle, whatever you wanted to have, you can have. And click on edit. Okay. So server name you have to give dot or whatever be the IP address the customer is going to give you. And the database name would be iBank database and test connection, and click on OK. Now you have created a connection to the data source. Now next step is to create a data set. Data set means query. So for that you have to go here and right click on this add data set. Now choose dataset embedded. We'll discuss shared later. So as of now, choose this. Choose your iBank data source. You should be able to copy and paste this query. So take this query, and this is a parameterized query that you should be able to put it here. So go and paste. Okay. Because of this, what's going to happen? You will be able to get all this. So I don't want to get all the column names. Probably I wanted to select only few things. Say account ID I need. Okay, name I need, probably C, balance I need, branch ID I need. Okay, so I wanted to get only these things. So let me take the same thing here and copy and paste. Click on OK. Now the step number 3 is that add data region. So when you go here and go to view menu, there is a toolbox. Okay, click on the toolbox here. You drag and drop table. You have lots of data regions are available. You should be able to choose a table here. Okay, now I have to have account ID here and name here, and you can have balance here and insert one more column, and you should be able to get a branch here. So now let me give some colors. So go here and put some color, and now I wanted to cut this space. I wanted to increase the space for this, and I wanted to give the report name. For that, go to toolbox and drag and drop text box here, and simply put the text box there and say this is some customer report, something like this, customer report. So choose this and increase the font and the bold, underline, and put like this. And I wanted to change the different color to this. Now done. Now only thing is that I have formatted, and if you wanted to increase this, you can still increase, and you have to adjust the table. Okay. Now save and preview. That's it. When you save and preview, automatically what is going to happen is that you should be able to get a parameterized report. Okay, now have you seen it is asking a branch data? So input you have to give. So I say BR5. When you say BR5 view report, so automatically you are able to get BR5 data. Are you getting? So let me neatly align this so that you will have clear picture, and balance also I can arrange like this and save this and preview. Okay, now let me give you say BR1 data. BR1 you have to input, the customer has to input BR1 data. Now you should be able to get purely BR1 data. So are you able to understand? Now this is how you should be able to get a the branch, the give input parameter you can have. So anybody simply just go there and they should be able to put their branch numbers. So BR4 will get. So customer is putting BR9, they're able to get BR9. Now customer wanted to get BR10 data, but we don't have BR10, so there is no data here. So customer is not aware that then a BR10 is not there, or BR11 is not there, or BR44 is not there. He's not very sure. So uh, to make it more visible or to make it very clear, let us have a drop down list. When you have a drop down list, customer knows that, okay, we have only BR branch, 9 branches are available. So he can choose one. Otherwise, customer is not aware that he has to, click on some branch. So customer will simply put some branch here and he will get the data. And customer says that it is having still data. Let me put branch number 67. So it doesn't have the 67 branch. So don't confuse him. So at least provide the drop down list. So when you go to our database, and when you execute this query, we have lots of branches. Okay, so how do you get the branch? So we have to write one more query to get all the branches. Select BRID from account master. So when you write this query, now you will get lots of duplicate values, but totally 64 rows came. So how do you remove the duplicates? You have to put distinct. So when you put distinct, what is going to happen? The distinct branches are there. So we have only 9 branches are available. So what we're planning to do, we are providing a drop-down list with the help of the second query. So this data set you have to create, and with the help of this, you create the data set. This data set you have to link it here. So when you link, what is going to happen? The values will get, dropped over there. So to get the data, first you have to go to design mode and go to report data. And let me create one more data set. So right click on this, add data set. Say the data set name is all branches. Okay. Now choose dataset embedded, data source is iBank. The query is this query. Select a distinct branch ID, and now the first one is given to the table, and second one I'm going to give this to this parameter. I have to supply it here. So for that, you have to go to report data window. You have one more thing called parameters. When you expand it, you're able to see something here. Because of the, when you double click on the data set one, there is a @ symbol. So because of this, this parameter is created automatically. Okay. Now you have to double click on this. Now something you can change here. So name BRID, prompt. Let me write the new prompt. Please enter required branch number. Okay. So when you enter like this, please enter required branch number, click OK, and you save and preview. So what is going to happen? Is going to give you like this. Please enter required branch number. Okay. Now when you go to the report data and now you double click on this, now it is not getting opened. Why? It is not opening because you are in the preview mode. You have to be in the design mode. Okay. Go to report data and double click on the BRID. Now this is the what you have to change. This you should not change. Okay. Now when you go to the available values, now click on this, and 3 options are there. Specify values, and you have to choose values from a query. Choose this and choose the second data set, and this field, value field BRID, label field BRID when you give. So what are you doing? You are taking this data set and you are mapping this data set to this parameter. So all values from this data set are going to go to the parameter, and parameter is going to display all this data from this data set, and click on OK. Now save and preview. So now you should be able to get like this. Okay, so when you click on BR1, BR3, you should be able to get the data like this. When you click on BR7, you should be able to get the data. So customer is not confused now. So like this. Now customer will ask you, I wanted to check BR2, BR3, more than 2 things I wanted to check. So how is that? Can we, how the multiple check options. So I wanted to choose multiple values in this. For that, you have to go to design mode first and go to report data, double click on BRID, and here, you have allow blank value, allow null value, allow multiple values. Check allow multiple values, click OK. Now you have to save and preview. When you save and preview, you should be able to check like this and give the view report. But when you give the view report, it is giving you a error. So it is saying query execution failed for dataset 1, incorrect syntax in here. So what is the meaning? When you go to the data set, so this is my data set, it is saying this data set is incorrect. Why? Because when you choose multiple values here, you have to put in parameter. So when you choose multiple values here, so this query is not going to work. So you have to put in. So in, and you have to open the bracket and you have to close the bracket. So this is the query in the main data set you have to update. So go to the report and this you remove it and you have to paste. So in parameter is used when you choose multiple values. Say save and preview. Okay. When you go here, you should be able to choose whatever be the value, that value you should be able to get it. Okay. So you may also put, select all the values. You will be able to get all the data as it is based on the account ID sorted. Okay. So like that, you should be able to unselect, disconnect, whatever you wanted to have, you should be able to have. So this is the thing you must be able to understand. But when you go to design and preview, I don't have any report is displayed because no data is selected. So I wanted to check some default value, and with this, I wanted to have a report always. So can I give one default value as one, one parameter? So definitely yes, because when you go, no report is getting displayed. I wanted to give a default value. So go here, right click on, double click on this. And when you go to the default values, and let us hard code one value. So specify value. So click, let me give you default value as BR7. Okay. And click on OK. Now you save and you preview the report. Okay, so always this will be a default value for you, and always it is checked, and you can uncheck and get the data like this. So whenever customer is going to open, and he will always get what? A default value like this. Clear? So now once the report is designed, what you have to do, you have to go to Solution Explorer. Yesterday already we had given the Kedar report server, and the reports are going to go to Amazon sales report. Now that is only one time job. You have to build the report. Okay, build is succeeded. So build means, are there any syntax errors? You're checking that, and you have to deploy. So once you click on deploy, this report will be deployed to the report server database. Okay, deploy started, and you should be able to see this report very soon in your browsers. Okay, so these are the things with the help of parameters. Clear? Are you able to understand? So we had seen how to create a parameter and what are the parameters we can single parameters. So tomorrow we'll talk about, cascading parameters, and drop down list I had just now shown you. Default values also had shown you. Other configuration options we had seen. And tomorrow we're going to have in calendars, radio buttons and cascading parameters. Are you clear, guys?
Yes, Oscar.
Okay. So let me go here. Deployment is succeeded. Now you go to the Internet Explorer, and here you have to say Kedar. So you have to say Kedar report server end user tool it is. Now when you go to this folder, you should be able to get parameter report. And when you go here, you should be able to get the same report. And BR7 is checked, and the customer is able to see. Now you have to check whatever, select, unselect, and you can select whatever you wanted to have, and you should be able to see the data there. Okay, that's it. Is this fine? So this is what we have to create a reports, and we should be able to tell this. Thank you guys. Tomorrow we'll see some more options.